Are things really going to pop now for Prince Harry? Quite literally? Well, so it appears. But let me tell you what you've not heard. As ever, let me explain. Hi, how are you? Nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining me today. Lovely to have your company. Glad you enjoyed the recent story about those auctions, celebrity Hollywood auctions. I'm always fascinated. I know many of us are. But, you know, as I pointed out, I've been lucky enough to meet and interview people, and you get to know things and you think, well, just how many copies of those things are there, you know? And in the case of Marilyn Monroe, this seems a never-ending thing. I remember a while back, I don't know if you remember this, but somebody on like eBay or somewhere like that, some social media site, was selling Marilyn Monroe's last fridge. I know, how would you know? You know, he kind of like, what at the back is there a box of trusty fish fingers that she never got round to finishing. I mean, you do kind of think, no, you know, there's a limit, isn't there? But it's always good to share and get that info because, as I said, meeting people, interviewing people, you know, you kind of think, oh, right, yeah, so there must have been around about 30 scripts, so there's still a lot out there. Of course, people will always buy them because people love memorabilia. We do, don't we? Yeah, well, of course, we all have a bit of memory, don't we? Back as ever, though, to your royal story of the day. This is really crunch time, quite frankly, for Prince Harry. I mean, what a mess, you know. When you think about it, he started off with so much promise, and really when you think about it, their whole brand is just mired in mystery, shenanigans, negative PR, all brought on upon themselves. This all really is down to the fact that, you know, I found this incredible. Did he or did he not lie on this particular form? Now, what I've been told, and I can tell you this first and exclusive, and as ever we have to say allegedly, is that Harry, in fact, didn't necessarily fill the form in. Apparently, the majority was helped filled in by his wife, Meghan. You see, you have to remember that Harry didn't do things like this for himself. No, oh, no. In the royal family, you don't do things like this. You have assistants, courtiers, equerries. They do these things for you. They present it to you. You scan over it and sign it. Now, in the case, say, of His Majesty the King, he has the utmost people next to him, you know, and obviously they don't want to make any mistakes. So things are double checked, all of that sort of stuff. Now, in the case of Prince Harry, you know, you would look at it and say, well, he'd have to be relatively honest. I mean, one would suspect 100% honest, but now we are told that his book Spare isn't necessarily the truth. This is another can of worms which is looming over at Penguin Random House, because they would be in their rightful mind legally to say, well, if this isn't the truth, we need some of the money back, as ever, allegedly. This is because, you see, when you have a contract like that, if I was to write a book about celebrity interviews that I've done, and I put something in, and they say, well, they say it didn't happen, unless I have an affidavit, or indeed it written down, recorded, or literally in a main interview, then legal recourse would say that I would have to return some of the money. This is another problem looming now for Prince Harry. But the bigger issue is this: if they use the site that Meghan assisted in filling in the form and Harry got too busy and actually he didn't check or whatever, well, that really does deflate the bigger argument. It will be very hard at that point. I believe that everything will be used to, shall we say, maneuver certain things in a different way. But moving forward for Prince Harry, this looks incredibly bad. Moving forward for Meghan Markle, some people might suggest that in fact he's a tainted brand, and where really can they go together as a duo to reaffirm themselves as a titan of, whether that be influencers, filmmakers, production company, whatever. This is one true mess. What I have been told is that Prince Harry hopes that the President of the United States, President Biden, may intercede at some point. But will he? Busy with an election year? Would he be that bothered, given the fact that they tried to hijack a free flight, of course, on Air Force One? It just gets murkier and murkier. And as I told you the other day, you can understand why Netflix now feel the Harry and Meghan story is only moments away. It's a developing story. When I know more, you'll know more. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.